Welcome back. So we are here writing the list view widget, the design. There we are working on it. So we will do this work in the future videos. For example, if the user ID will be equal to the specific UID of a current user, then we will simply show dialog for update data, and we're gonna create method for that specific process. And on the flip side, if the user ID will not be equal to the specific UID of a current user, then we will show nothing, just an empty container. So we will do that right in the future, but first we will go and create some method for that process. So let's go above the widget build. There we go with the widget and build. Above that, in here, the first method that we will create in here is going to be simply for showing dialog for update data. So in here is going to be feature type in here, and now we will simply give the name to this specific method. So it is going to be write show dialog for update data. Okay, and in here braces, then curly braces, take this down. Now we will simply pass the selected document because we're gonna need that, and document in here. Now also we're gonna pass the old user name and also old phone number. Or item price, and also or item color. The last one gonna be old item description, and simply this is going to be asynchronous. So in here we will just write async with it, as you guys can see right in here. We're going to simply pass that, okay, right in this specific method, and in here make the spelling right in here, small o, and all just fine. So now what we will do in here, we will simply return show dialog. You guys can see the suggestion. It's going to take the contacts and builder, but now we'll just remove it. We'll add it in a while. Write it and semicolon and take this down. In here provide the contacts, two contacts, all just fine. And also we will just set the barrier dismissal to false. Okay, so in here barrier dismissal, there we go, set this to false and write it and comma. Now let's provide the builder in here, build contacts, there we go, with it contacts, in here curly braces, and take this down. And right in here click on that and import the library. As you guys can see, import library.js. Now let's go ahead and we will simply in here return the single child scroll view. There we go, write it and semicolon and take this down. Now we will have a child in here, and simply we'll have an alert widget in here, alert dialog. Okay, braces and take this down. In here we will simply provide the title and gonna take the text widget. Right in the text widget we will show a text something like update data. Okay, and also we will do some style for that. So in here style, as usual, text style in here, we're gonna take this down from here so that you guys can see it easily. Now we will simply choose the text style. The first thing that we will set is going to be font size. We will set this to 24 for this specific text, and also we will just choose the font family, and it is going to be simply Babas. All just fine. And also let's give the letter spacing to that specific text, so it's going to be simply like 2.0, and write it and semicolon. All just fine. Now we will go ahead and just provide the content below this text. In here we will say content, and we will have a column widget in here. Right in the column widget, what we will do first, we will set the property main axis size. We will set this right to minimum, so there we go with the main axis size, and we will say dot minimum. There we go. And right after, I'm gonna take the children, and right in there let's take the first text form field. As you guys can see the suggestion right in here. Okay, write it and comma and take this down. The first text form field that we're going to create simply for the name, that the user will update their name. Okay, so what we will do in here, we will provide the initial value first. So in here, initial value, and the initial value gonna be simply old user name in here, that we just in here pass it. Okay, so old user name, there we go. All just fine. So there's gonna be already the user that the user will upload right at the registration time, and then in here in this specific text form field, we're gonna simply just update the user name if the user wants. Okay, and also we will do some decoration for that specific purpose. So in here we will say decoration, input decoration, and now right in there we will just provide the hint text for that specific text form field. Okay, as you guys can see this location. Now in there, as I told you already, is going to be simply for updating the name. So in here we will say enter your name. Let's make that also capital, and all just fine. Write it and comma. Now this specific text form field gonna take the click even on change in here. We will provide the value in here, create it, because whenever the user will enter or let's say update their name, is going to be right inside on change on in this value. Okay, so in here curly braces and take this down like that. In here we will just call upon the set state. We didn't see this occasion, let me just write it in here. Okay, and in there curly braces, write it and semicolon, take this down from here. Since it's a stateful widget that we are working in it, and that's the stat that we call upon, it's gonna just simply change the result dynamically. Okay, so now whenever the user will enter their name or let's say update it, it's gonna be right on change rather than this value, and right after that we will just assign that value. So right inside that value, you guys know there will be the update name of a user. We will just assign that right to this old user name. Okay, so it's gonna just assign to this, and it's gonna be stored in this specific old username. You guys will get the idea more clearly whenever we will test the app, and everything will be there. First we're gonna just simply complete the design and all of the code of it, and then also we will retrieve the data in the upcoming videos. So let's go ahead now. We will just remove those yellow lines. In order to remove that, you guys know, add the const modifier also to this input decoration. All just fine. And we are having that error because we have already created that above the widget. Well, let me just check. That is the method. And okay, as you guys can see, as I told you already, we will create that method above the widget build. Okay, but we created above the class. I didn't notice that before, so by mistake we just did that. No worries, we will just go top in here and just simply wrap it from here like that. Cut this method, Control X, okay, and below this class above the widget build, okay, in there we will just create it. Okay, just paste it again, and all of the thing will be just so. Expand it. Okay, as you guys can see, the set state now error has been gone now, and we are having that. Let's go right at top and remove that .js. Okay, as you guys can see, all of the error has been clear. There we go with the context. Now it's working totally fine. So we are done with the text form field. Okay, the first one that we just created for the name. Okay, I explained this in detail, and it is going to be right in the column widget. Now we are about to create another text form field. It's going to be simply for updating the user phone number. So first we are gonna create some height between that text form field and the text form field that we are about to create, so there will be kind of height between them. So below this text form field in here we will have a size box, and we're gonna simply give the height to just 5 and write it n comma. Now in here, for time saving, what I'll do, I'll just copy that text form field from here to here, copy it, and in here paste it. So now in here the initial value will be, let me just show you right at top that we just passed before, right in this specific method, okay, which was all phone number, as you guys can see in here. Okay, let's go down, and initial value gonna be all phone number, and in here we will simply say enter your phone number, and all just fine. Also we will copy that, and in here we'll just use it, because whenever the user will enter their phone number, it's going to be right on unchanged in this specific value, then right in this state we just call upon that. It's going to simply change the result dynamically and gonna assign the number right to this old phone number. It's going to be right inside that and store it. So basically that's it for this video. This video is getting a little lengthy, so we will be working right on this specific list view widget dot in the next video. So see you in the next one.